This is actually fucking news. Why a $177,000 Porsche has squeaky brakes.
Why?
Because the brakes are bad, I would assume.
I want to know. This is very valuable information. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's apparently what they consider news in this country. You look at the other one and they started talking about BBC, I should say, BBC News. You look at that and they start talking about a woman being held in the Islamic State. You talk about Syria having airspace controlled by America now.
America.
But you don't hear why a $177,000 Porsche has squeaky brakes in BBC. Those fucking idiots and they're reporting over there. They just found toothpaste, so they're too busy brushing their teeth to actually report the real news. Like, a fucking Porsche has squeaky brakes.
Yeah.
Fuck that woman that's being held in an Islamic State.
That is true.
Fuck the goddamn Syria air control. Look at me, air majority. Well, fuck that. No. Squeaky brakes. That's the real news.
But now that in passing you mentioned a real news story that I kind of wanted to talk about is the whole Syria, how we're defending the airspace.
Oh, fuck. That's so stupid.
So what are we doing?
So stupid.
So right now, are we defending the government a year ago we wanted to go in and oust?
Yep. We're also, once again, defending a country that absolutely hates us to our core.
Yeah, but what the biggest question that people aren't raising to me is, yeah, we always defend people that hate us for our own whatever twisted means. But what I don't understand is what people aren't bringing up a big issue with is how are we now fighting the rebels we funded and equipped a year ago to try to take over the legitimate government in that country, and now a year later we're supplying air cover for the legitimate government that we wanted to oust a year ago to fight said rebels that we funded and weaponized.
Because they didn't do what we wanted them to do, so now we gotta hit the reset button.
Isn't that insane, though? That's like 1984.
Yeah. Well, you'll like this one.
Oceania has always been at war with East Asia.
You'll really like this one. I had a conversation with a woman that I work with today. We IM'd back and forth.
Yeah.
And we got onto this whole thing of just using analogies for basics and being like, oh, kind of like this is to this, huh? You know, doing that kind of stuff. And I got on there saying, oh, kind of like TLC is to the Learning Channel. And she goes, you know what, I do have to say. And right there, I was like, oh, God damn it, you're one of these honey boo-boo fucks, aren't you? And she goes, I love that show just because I love to laugh at how stupid people are.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and went, yeah, but you also have to look at it in this sense. If these are the kind of shows that we actually watch and give ratings to and allow them to keep producing, these are the kind of shows that get beamed other places as well. So if you're looking at these other places where they've got bombs falling on them and, you know, the shrapnel has an American flag on it and they turn on the fucking TV and they see Honey Boo Boo and her... I'm not sure if that's her mom or if that's a small Jabba the Hutt. But whatever that is that kind of like...
Nice.
Kind of walks behind it. Like,
that looks like
slithers.
A big fat thumb.
Yeah. That's it. Like, whatever the hell that thing is, if that's what they're watching in other countries, I know exactly why they hate us. They're having bombs drop in their backyard that have our fucking flag on it, and then they turn on the TV and see all of us dumb shits when they're looking at it going, I'm a geneticist, and I'm only making enough to scrape by this year.
Yeah.
And over there, they've got some fat little stupid kid that's in a pageant. By the way, she's way too fat to be in a pageant. I'm just saying that. But... she's in fucking pageants.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know about the show because I've never actually watched it. But I've seen them in like interviews and stuff like that where you turn on and they're on the news for some reason.
Always. That's the problem with this country. I don't participate in reality TV. I don't watch it.
It's not reality. It's the same thing that the news does. You find the most disgusting, idiotic person that you possibly can, put a camera in front of their face, and watch what stupid shit comes out their mouth.
Oh.
What had happened was, anytime you see that, you know for a fact that reporter went through 6 people and then found this dude picking his nose next to the cop car and went, that's the guy.
Well, the sad thing is, it's only the crazy fuckers that are willing to be interviewed for the news. Most sane, rational people, we got shit to do.
Yeah.
No, I can't sit here and be on the 6 o'clock news waiting for the live feed.
Yep.
I got shit to do. Well, you got the crazy bastard that wants to tell his little fucking story, and he'll go on. And
ain't nobody got time for that.
That's when I'm bored at work. That's one of my favorite things to YouTube is like news bloopers. Catch all like the weird shit that happens in like the local news around the country. Oh, it's so funny. Some people say the most outlandish shit.
Yeah,
it is great.
And you look at it that way, and you just go, any of these other countries, they don't put that kind of shit on their TV. They look at it and they go, no, that's the kind of stuff that we actually sweep under the rug. And in some of those countries, they just fucking kill those people. You know what I mean?
You jumped on live state-sponsored television and went, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Yeah, off with his head.
Exactly. And you'll be on live television again while we're doing that.
Yep, well, you'll be on Live Leak. The beheading.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to it. If that's what people are actually watching for this country, if they're actually just seeing Honey Boo Boo, wow, do we have some splaining to do.
Yeah, we have definitely projected a terrible image of America. The only good thing is they think all Americans are beautiful.
Except for Honey Boo Boo, apparently.
Yeah, well,
and that flat-chested chick from Baywatch.
That is true. Stephanie. I think that was her name.
She was like a relative of one of the producers.
Oh, absolutely. Well, she was probably the only one that could actually act.
When we need somebody to show emotion and cry, we're going to go to her.
That's why she was always used in the most dramatic scenes.
Yep, exactly.
And then they got their own...
She always had the drama bullshit.
Yep. Do you remember the spin-off Baywatch Nights?
No.
Where they're like private detectives at night?
I didn't watch any of it.
Dude, that shit was so good.
Oh.
I mean, it was the Baywatch
characters.
Yeah, there was the Baywatch characters, but then apparently Stephanie and Mitch at night moonlighted as private investigators. So the show followed them going through, solving crimes.
Wow.
And all of that good stuff. It was great. It was
absolutely.
It was basically Knight Rider meets Baywatch. They're trying to fucking capitalize on two.
But instead of a talking car, they had talking tits.
That would be awesome.
Just like anybody else, though, I would think that they would probably be going, "Get me out of here!" Yeah. Let them loose, ladies. That's all I'm saying.
But don't keep them happy. Oh shit!
That was a pretty good rant going on there for a little while.
That was good. Did you? Sorry. Did you hear about Burger King trying to buy Tim Hortons?
Yeah.
What a corporate tax dodge that it's gonna be. Oh yeah, we want to get into the breakfast market, so we're gonna buy a Canadian company, but then become Canadian, so we don't have to pay American corporate taxes.
Yep.
Oh, that really? Oh, okay. Boycott. Fuck boycott. Let's boycott Burger King. Done.
Oh, I haven't eaten there in a long time.
Me too, so it's not hard. It's not like I'm giving up anything. It's like boycott Walmart and Burger King.
Yep, exactly.
Anti-American corporations. Done. You're not getting one of my Federal Reserve notes.
There's a lot of stupidity that's happening right now about that shit.
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's criminal.
That's what I find it, because I'm at that point where it's either you laugh about it or you go fucking berserker.
Yeah.
And I just find it absolutely hilarious, the bullshit that we're living in. Because they're unpatriotic as a corporation. And granted, they're not the first nor the last to do it.
No. But every single one of them, every time that I see one of those 4th of July sale or something like that, I'm going to be yelling at the TV, "Fuck you! You're Swedish, you fucking Swedish piece of shit! The fuck away from my 4th of July!" You're going to put lutefisk all over that shit.
You're like, I already live in Minnesota, you have your fingers a little too deep already.
Damn straight.
You cons of bitches.
Yeah, fuck them. I really do. I think it's illegal. I think somebody should go to jail for it. I think they're tax evasion. And it's just absolute bullshit.
Exactly.
How they're actually getting away from this, and actually having it be legal is the fucked up part. How the fuck do you do that?
And okay, I'm sorry, but if corporations are officially labeled as people, so does that mean as an individual person, I can renounce my citizenship, keep all the benefits and advantages of being an American, but have to pay Canadian taxes?
I bet you if you had a big enough lawyer, you could do it.
I mean, they're people, according to the bullshit Supreme Court. which is absolutely absurd. Another fucking case on itself.
We should find that out. If you legally change your name to like Jacob Jelinski LLC or something like that,
I should be able to.
You know,
there are people. Yeah, why can't I
legally change your name to that? And you consider yourself your own corporation, just be like, no, I'm self-employed. Yes, I may work for this company right now, but I hired myself out to them.
Which is true.
Yeah. So if you just say it that way, being like, yes, as of right now, I've merged with this company because we're in the same path right now. As soon as we go different ways, I'm going to go to a different company. Yep. So
see, I found this Canadian chick because, no, I'm not trying to avoid taxes. It's an added benefit to my stockholders where I need sex.
I still work with these guys.
I'm American. I still work here. I still want to be here. But see, I'm going to incorporate with this other entity, which is this Canadian chick, because I need blowjobs. Yeah. And that helps the stock market and my stockholders and other mumbo jumbo. No, I'm not trying to avoid taxes.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what Burger King's fucking doing.
That's all it is. It's literally saying that if you're a person just being like, no, I work for this company, but I'm my own company just sub-renting myself out to this company.
I think we should do this.
So, as of right now, my base is here, but we are going to be moving because there's a different company that I'm thinking about doing business with.
AK.
So, as of right now, here, foreseeable future, here, live there.
Yep. But no, I'll have a P.O. box there.
Exactly.
But I'm going to keep that citizenship for tax, but I'm going to keep my American citizenship so I can still get all this shit.
And just to say it, I'll have my paycheck sent up there, and then I have a forwarding address. But no.
But would the workers of Burger King have any legal claim as to saying, now that I work for a Canadian company, am I not obligated to get free healthcare?
Ooh.
I mean, I'm not sure what the legalese of that is, but
I would doubt
they got that shit buttoned out.
Yeah, there's a legitimate argument in that.
Yeah, now that I'm Canadian,
I'm pretty damn sure that they've got a lawyer that's just like, yeah, you're talking about different rules for different countries,
and I'll laws. Be like, but according to the Supreme Court, I'm no different than Burger King.
Now in hence of working for you, sub-renting myself out to you, and your headquarters is there, so ipso facto,
you owe me healthcare. Fuck Obamacare. I want that good Canadian shit.
You just don't get to use ipso facto very often. I like that I could incorporate that. I'm going to mark that on the calendar.
Nice.
See how many days it goes.
But a lot of the sovereign movement, you know, those like extreme libertarians that believe in like sovereign people rights, like you're a sovereign entity unto yourself.
Yeah.
They believe that's why most of your government documents...
Nobody's sovereign, man. We all came from Mother Earth.
Yeah. But that's why they believe all your legal documents, they spell your name in all capital letters, because their theory is that the government has set up a straw man with that name in all caps, which is a fucking... basically a thing they can own. And they actually sell the human resource as loan leverage to the Chinese. So they're actually literally selling our straw men, basically legal personas. And that's why a lot of these sovereign people say we need to get away from that, so incorporating as being a person that wants to incorporate and do exactly what you said actually would in legal sense be feasible. You could do it. And the sovereign people would go fucking nuts because you'd actually be using their whole theory and their, rules against the system by saying, no, now I'm a corporation. You can't just take advantage of me. I'm going to start taking advantage of you because I'm a limited liability corporation. So this Jake Jelinski that I set up, he can go bankrupt, but Jake Jelinski, me, I'm fucking scot-free, son.
But see, then you can also try to flip it around on any other shit when people are trying to invade your space of saying, but you're a company, so you're, You can't have your own, privacy and shit like that. Be like, no. Jake Jelinski LLC on paper is the company. I am a person.
Exactly.
If you're going to give me a paycheck, I'm a company. If you're not giving me a paycheck, I'll still knock you out like any other fucking person will.
And I think that's a great way to get around it. And it's a good way to throw it in the face of the system that if corporations can be people... why can't it be vice versa? Why can't I be a corporation then? If there's no distinction legally between the two, why can I not have the same protections a corporation does if they get all the same rights a human does?
Dude, I think we should contact somebody. I'm not sure who, because I have no idea who the fuck would, what you could do on this. I think we should contact somebody, because this is an entirely new chapter that I think should be opened. This is hilarious.
Absolutely.
If that could actually happen, if we could, just entertain a lawyer long enough to hearing that full idea, it would be hilarious to say, what they would actually come back with of saying, well, that could be working, it would work. It would take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Whatever he would say. But it'd be fun to bend his ear once and just see, see if that dog would hunt.
I think it would. I don't see why, on the face value, I suppose I'm not too...
Well, yeah, so we're nowhere near lawyers. We have... I would say a fair knowledge of anything that would be considered common sense.
This is true.
But as far as saying that we would have anything to do with law?
Not so much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no slouch with theoretical law.
Yes. And I can argue aside in the semantics of it up and down.
I will play devil's advocate even if I firmly believe the opposite.
Oh, and I have. And I have pissed so many people off doing it.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
Your girlfriend included. I don't know if she could take it from you, but she hates me because of it.
Well, I suppose you can only put up with so much of it in your life before it's just like, fuck this. Enough of you. At least he gives me the good dickin'. He can treat me that way.
Exactly. You're expendable.
Yep.
I know you're going to be around anyway.
Yeah, you're just his fucking friend.
Yeah, I tend to piss people off doing that too.
Yeah, it happens.
Just to see their actual conviction. You really want to talk about this, or are you just being a dick and making small chat? And yes, I do think that people that make small chat are dicks. And I absolutely hate small chat. I really do.
You don't like to chat about the weather?
No.
Randomly?
I don't really care what the fuck weather you think it is. Otherwise, I would have asked.
And I can look outside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, hot enough for you?
Hotter than I thought it was going to be today. Thanks for telling me your inner thoughts.
And that's one of the most painful things when I was growing up, is it was next to impossible for me to make small talk with people. So I would just not talk to anybody. Because I'm like, I have nothing... And people always got offended when they'd be like, why don't you say anything? I'd be like, I have nothing to say. And they'd always think it's like, oh, I have nothing to say to you. It's, no, I have nothing superficial enough and frivolous enough to talk to you about.
Yep.
And I'm not interested in that shit. And there's no way in fucking hell I know you well enough, nor do you know me well enough, to actually talk about what I want to talk about. Which is...
Oh, I like to throw weird shit at them when they do that kind of stuff, though. Like, why aren't you saying anything? The human anus can expand 3.5 times its size. And then when they look at you fun, go... You want me to shut up, or you want me to keep going?
Yeah, see, I was saving you.
Yeah, exactly.
The inner workings of this brain.
Yeah, I do that shit often, though, when I'll be just thinking something, and then all of a sudden it'll just occur to me, oh, there's somebody else here. And I'll say it to Leah, and she'll look at me like, what the fuck are you thinking about that for? How do you even get to that? And I'll be like, I had like a half-an-hour conclusion, and that's what it came out
Exactly.
This was my master thesis tonight.
Yeah, your show is terrible. I had nothing else to do. Fucking godless.
I do that a lot, though, when just watching a shit movie or something like that, because I watched that movie Escape, or whatever it's called, Escape Plan, the other night. It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone one.
Oh, you lost me right there.
And Leo is...
How terrible is that?
Well, Leo was actually going, this movie's actually not that bad for being those guys. And I will say they did have some witty comments that they made every now and then, but they also had the really stupid ones that they're both known for, like, you know, throw somebody in the lake that's covered in ice and go, chill out, or, you know, they always had the stupid comments like that.
You gotta love that.
But this one actually did have a couple wittier times where you're just like, wow, way to make a proper joke for once. You know, like, I think he's matured as an actor after 32 years. but
he hasn't gotten any better.
Just matured a little. Meaning he's got more gray.
Yep.
But yeah, we were watching it, and I just couldn't keep interest in it, so I kept having a conversation in my head. I checked the tablet every now and then, and it was just one of those things. I just can't get interested. That's why I can't read books for the most part. If they don't hook me in the first 10 pages, I'll put that fucking book down, and I don't even give a fuck how it starts or ends.
Yeah.
But if it hooks me in the first 10 pages, I'll read the whole damn thing that night. You know, it's just one of those things. I cannot keep myself in line with something that does not challenge me at all.
Do you think people, like, way back when there was no TV, internet, radio, when all they had was books to escape, do you think they suffered from that same ailment of mind wandering, or is it just because we're so inundated that whenever our brain gets to rest, it has to basically sort through the conscious and subconscious bullshit that we're bombarded with constantly?
You know, to tell you the truth, though, I think in this day and age, there's so much shit that's flying everywhere, to and fro, information, news, just everything.
Oh, yeah.
At the touch of a button, that it comes down to the fact that
not even a touch of a button, touch of a screen.
Yeah. We just have so much extra time.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, way back then, you were a farmer.
Yeah, you were busting ass.
Yeah, you didn't have time to think of all this other shit because you were sitting there breaking your own ass day in, day out.
Yeah, they would definitely not be podcasting.
Yeah.
Even if they had the technology.
You know what I mean? So in that instance, when you do something incredibly physically demanding and you come home, you're not only physically spent, your mind is just like, oh, I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
So having the meaningless tasks that they did back then, because they were just day in, day out tasks, but they still required your full concentration, or you would chop your fucking foot off, or you know,
or get trampled by donkeys.
Exactly. It came down to it that I think the whole aspect of the differential of back then, they didn't have the daydreams that we did because they just didn't have the time nor the energy to put into something like that. You fucking plow a field for 9-10 hours a day, it's real hard to start thinking, you know what, maybe I should do this after I get off work, or maybe I'll call up Lewis, or, you know, they didn't do that shit, because when they got off work, the sun was down, and they had to go to fucking bed because they had to get up when the sun came up. So,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you don't really have time to go, oh, I wonder what the guys are doing.
Yeah.
And because they're fucking plowing too.
Yeah, exactly. And you're nursing your kid with cholera back to fucking health on your day off.
Lost 3 of them this year.
Yeah. And they're not just children back then. They were fucking workers. You needed them. How the fuck are you going to get the back 40? Without Jimmy, he died this winter.
You put in a lot of resources to have a child grow up just to die. I mean, it really, when you think about how much work it goes in just to feed one person per year, it's a fair amount of work. I mean, you're putting in hours just to feed one person every year. So, I could only imagine, though, everything was done either by hand or animal. Which is basically by hand anyway. I mean, anybody who's tried to fuck with a farm animal and they don't want to do what you're doing, you have to try to muscle them into position.
Good luck.
Yeah, I mean,
so
God love them. I really love having farmers around, but I have no clue why anybody would ever want to be a farmer.
Yeah.
You buy everything wholesale, retail, and sell everything wholesale.
See, people can't even say that phrase without fucking it up because it makes absolutely no sense in your head.
Because in my head, I go, no, you buy it wholesale, sell it retail.
No. Not in farm country.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me that they can walk out of a fucking place with a tractor that they bought for $1 million, and the second it leaves that lot, it's now $750,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is fucking insane. Oh, I know a tractor lasts 50 years, but
true.
That's fucking insane that they can have $6 million invested in machinery. Yeah. Yet they sell everything for pennies on the dollar of what it makes in a supermarket.
Yeah, and those people with fucking corn this year are getting raped. Because that corn prices are low.
They stopped the demand for the ethanol. Because they found out that ethanol is actually even worse.
Yeah. I swear if the first primary was not in Iowa, we would not have ethanol subsidies.
No. But they stopped producing it now, so all these farmers that were making all this corn that was making a shitload of money because of ethanol is now looking at it going, this is worthless. So now they have a shitload of feed. Yeah, they're not using it for ethanol.
Can't they make biodiesel with it? Isn't that at least legit?
It's worse than actually using fossil fuels for throwing off carbon emissions.
I'm not worried about the environment. I'm worried about giving all of our money to Middle Easterners.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
Drill, baby, drill.
Fuck that. I don't. It's not the CO2. Whatever. No. Fuck the Arabs. No.
You know what I keep thinking though? Go fuck yourself, America. Really. I'm just saying. What the fuck? You're bitching about gas prices. You're bitching about this. You're bitching. Do you realize that this country hasn't had to give anything up since World War II?
Well, don't forget about the gas.
Except for our freedoms.
Don't forget about the gas shortage of the late 70s.
And we didn't give anything up.
We gave up our time sitting in lines to get gas.
Yeah, but they didn't give anything up.
Well,
gas prices went up.
I wasn't even born, so I had nothing.
But gas prices went up, and they just sat and waited for more gas. They didn't give anything up.
Yeah, they didn't start driving as much.
No. The fucking pumps were always in use. They sucked them dry every time, and then they shipped in more gas. I mean, it wasn't like there was a shortage. They called it a shortage and then fucking hiked the price up. That was the first time in U.S. history where they went, we can do this.
Yeah.
They actually buy it.
And OPEC has ever since had their dick securely up our asses.
Yeah.
Just raping us dry.
Well, you can honestly, if you look at any report, there was no shortage. Never was a shortage, but they used the word shortage.
Well, because they had reserves that they weren't going to fucking tap into.
Yeah. There never was a shortage.
No, they just gouged.
Exactly.
It was like Enron, what they did, essentially.
And that was the first time that the oil companies figured out.
That people would say, I don't care.
Yeah.
I want it. I need it. They're like crack fiends just sucking at that crude oil teat.
Because that was at the point where they ran out of a bunch of the wells that they had. And that's why they said that there was a shortage, because they weren't producing, quote unquote, as much oil at that time. That doesn't mean that they didn't have oil. That just means they weren't pumping it out of the ground at the same rate that they were yesterday.
Yeah.
So when they said shortage, it really was more of a slowdown. Because the wells were drying, but they weren't dry. So they had to pump the pressure down into the well to get the rest of it to come out. So it's kind of like, okay, well, you're not producing as much. That's not a shortage.
Yeah.
But that's when they found out you can use a different term, and everybody just goes, oh, well, that makes sense why it's so expensive then, because it's a shortage. It's just like fucking a gourmet frozen dinner. Are you fucking kidding me?
Gourmet frozen dinner.
They throw gourmet on dog treats. So, I mean, that word can be thrown on anything, just like shortage or going out of business.
Artisan.
Or sale. You fucking hiked the price up $2 and then say it's $1.50 off.
Yeah, I swear some businesses, like, legal operating name is going out of business, must liquidate now, I think. I think that's just the name of their store.
Can't see why not.
Because I've seen stores that have been liquidating for 10 years, 20 years.
It's a clever name if you think about it.
It is. It's kind of like having a farm that has shitty meat and calling it 100% beef.
You mean McDonald's?
Oh, no. No.
I thought he was a farmer.
Nothing like that. But to bring back to, like, you know, the using the crude oil and, like, you know, kind of the old school, you know, people reading what we were talking about before, would you prefer to live in nowadays or back then when you basically had to go hand to mouth, fucking tilling the soil?
I think I would have preferred it more back then.
Just be by yourself. It's all on you, basically.
I think that's what I would have preferred the most, is actually having the opportunity to have something where you know you can make it. You know, you have your own land that you use for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to produce enough to make a profit. You have to produce enough to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think that kind of stuff would suit me a lot more than the work that I do, because I don't feel fulfilled doing any of the work that I do. I mean, I don't feel like I'm making a difference. I don't feel like I'm doing any... I'm just getting a paycheck.
Yeah. Just a cog in a machine.
Yeah, I really think that at this point in my life, well, especially earlier on in life, because you remember I was all gung-ho about doing that kind of stuff. I loved working construction and doing hands-on shit where you could actually see what you made. That, to me, is probably the most fulfilling type of work that you can do. Every time I go by, I always say, I made that fucking house. You know what I mean? So there's that kind of stuff where I can remember the entire floor plans of the houses that I made. So I really like doing that kind of stuff. I almost died doing some of the construction as well. So, I had a fucking 24-ounce hammer fall 30 feet and hit me on the head.
Where was your hard hat?
I had it off because I was itching my head. I just got done itching my head, and all of a sudden, wham! Out like a fucking light.
Were you snoring?
Oh, I got up off the ground, and I didn't remember this. But they all told me I was even doing, like, the boxer speech of, what happened?
Anybody get the license plate?
Exactly. I had the slurred speech and everything where it was just like, oh, I'm okay.
And you're like, I don't even remember saying I'm okay.
Nope, I don't remember it. The next thing I remember is being in the office and have everybody look at me going, don't fall asleep. And I was just like, dude, I'm up, man. Where am I? I remember doing that. Almost having a crane driver take me off the roof of one of them, and I was hanging by a truss 30 feet in the air. I was doing the teeter-totter thing, because when they pick up trusses, they put it around the end cable. So I was doing a fucking teeter-totter on a truss 30 feet in the air, and I'm looking down at a patio. So it's concrete underneath me.
Ouch.
When I hit the ground, that fucking crane driver was gone. Crane running, truck sitting there, he just took off down the road.
No way.
Started running. And the best part about it was a newer guy. The older guy that was in the truck with him, he's standing back there. I run to the back of the truck, and he's got his hands up, and he goes, I wasn't doing shit.
Wasn't me.
Yep, he points down the road, and there's this dude
sweating like dust, just beating feet.
He ended up calling the old guy that was training him into it. And he ended up calling the old guy and being like, I'll be down the road when you're done, pick me up. He wouldn't come back. I was fuming. There's certain hand signals that you give when they're doing that. And I gave him a hand signal saying, set it down. And as I was doing it, it's hard for me to say this to viewers. I'm going to have to try to...
To viewers?
Yes, listeners, excuse me. I'm going to have to try to... I guess explain best. I'm standing on a 10-inch wide wall, 30 feet up in the air. On the one side is a concrete slab because it was a patio with a drive-down garage, so it was the top of the garage. And then on the other side, I've got a cement walkway that goes from the patio to the front of the house. And I'm up here looking down. There's nothing but concrete everywhere the eye can see. But the end trusses are double wide, so they take the most load. And I'm trying to tell this crane driver who is over my shoulder to the right.
Behind you.
Yes, mind you. Once again, he's 50 feet away, 30 of which being down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's quite a ways away, but that's why I used the hand signal.
Because he can't hear.
When I gave him the hand signal to put the thing down.
What's the hand signal to put something down?
You just roll your hand like that.
And with the finger up?
No.
Does the finger have to be up?
You just roll your hand like that, and that's to put it down. To pick it up, you go the opposite way.
Well, so they have to know counter and clockwise and that's just complicated.
Yeah, I know.
That's why you got knocked off a fucking roof. You need to come up with like, hey, thumbs up, down.
Well, trusses are fucking heavy for these big houses. So what you actually do is you make your lines on the wall, so you know this is where I need it and this is where I need it, so you have it squared off and it's perfectly level across. Because the guy on the other end will do the same thing. Shit part is, I lost in paper, rock, scissors, so I was on the side that had 30 feet up in the air. The other guy was on the side that was on the back, and this house was built into the hill. Yeah. So on the back side, he was 1 story off the ground.
So you could easily just jump.
Oh yeah, he was 12 feet from the roof point to the ground. Because he was at the wall height. It had the big vaulted ceiling in that room. So, I mean, at the top of it, it was a good 18 feet. But he was at 12 feet from the top of the wall to the fucking ground. So I was pissed off that I had to go on that side. But that's neither here nor there. I give him the hand signal to put the damn thing down, and he takes it to the left. And I, once again, over my shoulder behind me, I'm looking like this, giving him the signal, and I'm holding the truss with my left hand in place so that when he puts it down, it's going to be where I have. The easiest way to do it is actually, when they get it to where it is, you have it leveled a couple of inches over the wood that you're doing it, and you try to sway it in. When you get it to one side, you hammer in a nail, let it sit, hammer in another nail, so when they put it down, it just centers itself right into those nails.
Nice.
And I did that, and I was telling him to put it down, and he takes it off to the left. Well, I didn't notice it going to the left until it had already got me off balance.
Yeah.
And I mean, best case scenario, I jump forward into the room that we had, but at this time, we didn't have the floorboards in because we were framing the house. So we had the floor joints in, so there's 2x4s running the whole, length.
Oh, you're gonna get a nutter butter.
Yeah, there's no good outcome that's gonna happen on that one. I fall this way 30 feet to concrete. I fall this way 12 feet to
a nut.
2x4s that are. So then I get ding, 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 and then fall down another 12.
Oh, you'd be like Plinko.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. How if you landed on like $1 million?
Oh. Well, I felt like it too. Like, this is going to take $1 million to get me back to normal. Yeah, and he actually took me off, and I hugged the damn truss.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, and it went down, down. It felt like a year had gone by when I've been hugging this goddamn thing.
It's like you're on Ninja Warrior.
And finally, the one side hits the ground, and it swings down. And I'm about to fucking smack on the ground with the truss, so I had to jump off the truss some. And I fall right into this goddamn prickle bush.
Of course.
Yeah, it wasn't bad enough that I was just about to fall to my death any way I look at it. Then I get the shit scared out of me, and I gotta hug a damn truss 30 feet down by a crane, but then I get thrown off into a goddamn prickle bush. Needless to say, I was pissed enough to want to attack that guy.
Oh, he had legitimate... He was smart to run, is what you were saying?
Yes, he was. Because at that point, I had so much adrenaline running through me.
You were going to take it out on somebody?
Oh, my God. I felt like I could have lifted that truss myself after I got to the ground and was like, I'm alive! And he's going to die!
I live and let die.
Exactly, yep. I was stronger than he.
Oh, that is too funny. That is absolutely hilarious. That's why I could never do construction. Fuck that noise. I'm scared of heights. Not catching me fucking around like that, son.
Oh, there was a wind, I remember, but it wasn't a stiff wind. But I still remember getting all the way out to that corner because that was the first truss that we wanted to do. I was like, as soon as we knock that one out, the rest of these fuckers will fall right into place.
And then you fucking almost died.
Yeah, exactly. And then I looked at the other guy and was like, you're on that fucking wall. I still had to go up there.
Did you?
Yes.
What the fuck? What kind of pussy-ass bitch was that?
No, we had the older driver, then he was just like, nah, I can get you in there. And he was fast at it, too. He was just zoop, 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 zoop. They were all right in place when he had it. I mean, that dude was fucking good. Should have had him at first, but they were like, oh, you mind if we train him? And I was like, as long as he knows hand signals. He should have said, I don't know hand signals right then and there.
Yeah. I agree.
He learned the hard way, or at least it should have been hard. I should have been able to at least hit him once. He just put my life in jeopardy. I'm pretty sure that he didn't have the job after that, though.
I would imagine. Or maybe he still did. Or he was just too fucking scared to ever do it again.
Your first day on the job, you almost kill someone?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your trainer at that point goes, do you have any other skill sets? Because this one's not your suit.
How many words per minute can you type?
Exactly. Let me just hear you say, hello, Anderson Trusses. Because I have a feeling I got a new job for you.
Oh, that's hilarious. I don't know where to go from that, so I'm just going to go in a completely different direction.
Good, because I don't know where to go to that either. That was a good story, though. Good story.
It was. So I pretty much, just wanted to come up with something that pissed me off, and I wanted to rant about a little bit something.
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. Don't get me started. Ronald Wilson Reagan. 6 letters in each of his 3 names. 666. Mark of the beast. Oh, the only reason he was saved is his goddamn wife, Nancy, was an occultist, fucking studying astrology, astrology. I was getting confused with astronomy, a legitimate science.
Yeah.
Fucking astrology.
Well, she didn't watch comets.
Her fucking psychic tells her that don't let Ronnie go out there, he's gonna get shot. So she delays him a little bit. Boom. Tries to kill him. Sorry, but didn't want to get into that. Why'd you bring it up? Okay, what
That's
I want...
funny.
I know. What I wanted to get into was, did you come across this article I saw on ABC News where the transportation department in the United States wants by 2016 to make it mandatory, or not mandatory, but to have basically a vehicle-to-vehicle communications. A computer system in every vehicle starting after...
Make you be able to shut your vehicle down? Or is that what you're saying?
Not drive for you and communicate. So the cars on the highway will be able to communicate with each other, so you'll know how fast the car next to your car, not really, but your car will know how fast this car is going and the trajectory, and kind of, keep an eye out, if you will, for that, and kind of help you drive more safely. Essentially, and avoid crashes and keep the vehicle distance.
About this though, and they have to put the sensors in the roads.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter remains that we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles of paved road that this would need to go in, let alone the hundreds of thousands of miles of dirt roads. And
I think the more practical application would just be purely GPS.
They couldn't do that though. GPS has a delay sense, not only
that's true.
Not only in the aspect of getting the information back down to you, but you transmitting to it, and weather plays a key factor.
Oh, 100%, because if you're going through a tunnel, all of a sudden your car is going to shut off?
Why do you think Al-Qaeda likes to party on rainy days? They can't get drone attacks on.
That is true.
You can't fucking fly a GPS plane when you have heavy cloud cover. They won't be able to communicate, and all of a sudden the fucking satellite will pick the GPS back up, and they'll be like, "Whoa, they're 20 miles off target." You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking thing just kept flying straight instead of taking a short left. But I don't know what a short left is. Yeah. I'm going to say a hard left now. I'm going to amendment
going hard left. But the problem for me lies in how is this... So this computer is going to basically communicate with other cars on the road and try to avoid accidents, so on and so forth. And with the Google cars, they don't have steering wheels. They don't have brake pedals. You're pretty much a captive person in this piece of technology hurtling down the road. So a warrant
comes out for your arrest and your car drives you right to the police station.
Yeah, exactly. And what scares me even more is how is the morality going to be set up in each car? Because let's say there's a head-on collision where some asshole is sitting there scolding his kids not paying attention that are in the back seat, causing a ruckus. He swerves into my lane, and we're going on a mountain pass, and my computer is like, well, this car has 6 people in it. It's going to be more cost-effective for you to fucking die than this car. So my car drives me off the fucking cliff and saves this family. Where's the morality computer fucking clause in this? Are you going to be able to set it yourself, or are you going to be like, I'm going to be altruistic, and anybody that's younger than me
I can answer your question very simply. To those people who play slot machines at casinos, you'll be one of those in that car. To people like me and you that look at slot machines and go, are you fucking kidding me? I'm going to let a machine decide my fate?
Yeah.
I'm going to take it to where cards can actually be played, where I can see real cards.
Yeah.
I don't trust a machine to have... First of all, it is mathematically and literally impossible for a machine to pick random numbers.
That is true. You know what the best random number generator is? A lava lamp.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
No, it is, because it has absolutely nothing to do with any kind of theory. It's just how much oil drops to the bottom and heats.
And yeah, in the thickness of the glass in one spot versus how much heat. It's just, there's so many variables that it's the only way to randomly
You might as well go
numbers.
to a fucking magic 8-ball.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely no possibility that a machine can do randomization.
Yeah, but
like you were saying, it always has to have a yes or no scenario. Yeah. It always has to have A or B. There is no C. It's either yes or no.
Yeah, exactly.
Either it's feasible or it's not feasible, or it pays off or it doesn't. It's one or the other. They don't have that halfway thinking of, well, instead of doing that, maybe I'll just swerve, and it's just...
But what are you gonna do when that becomes law and you cannot purchase a vehicle after, let's say, they would say 2016, let's just go probably 2020.
I'm gonna drink heavily every time I'm in a car, that way I don't have to worry about it.
But the computer won't let you, I suppose you won't be driving.
Why wouldn't I be able to?
You should be, that would be, yeah, duh.
I'll just be drunk everywhere I go, that way I won't care what the computer's doing and be like, whoa, what the hell, computer? It fucking breaks a little too hard. Be like, dude, I spilled my beer, asshole. We'll get a new model.
I don't know, but of course the conspiracy theorist and just cynical person in me always thinks of, now they can assassinate people so much easier.
Well, not only that, and the funny part about it is I am a mainly law-abiding citizen, and I say mainly because I don't think a lot of the things that they claim are illegal are actually illegal, but I'm a mainly law-abiding citizen. And if you look at it in the aspect of, there's really not too much that I would consider that I do that is that illegal.
Yeah.
But I still don't want the aspect of, like I said before, so you get a warrant out for your arrest and that drives you right to the fucking police station and says, you have a warrant out for your arrest. I'll see you at home.
Exactly.
Fuck you, car.
Or if you go 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, it just automatically communicates with the police cruiser car.
That because it would be driving itself.
I would manually override it.
Well, fuck that.
No, I'm just kidding. But there's going to be... okay, you're right. That's the extreme end.
My full alcoholism would come out in shining form.
You're right. That's not going to be a problem in the extreme end, but there is this interim stage that we're going to be in. Because also in this report, it said 2016 they wanted vehicles to communicate with each other, and by 2018 they wanted it mandatory that you had rear backup cameras and everything. So you can pretty much videotape everything as well. And it's just the slow incremental of us giving away control for the name of safety. It seems to be that way with the TSA and cars. It's like, why are we giving away all of our security and freedom to be safer from terrorism, safer from car accidents? I'm sorry. Fuck it. I want more danger. I would prefer to have all the danger that liberty provides than the real danger that tyranny has in store.
Well, I look at it this way. If those people don't die in car accidents this year, how else are they going to die? Because people are going to die.
That is true. And then what are we going to do? Because then people are bitching about overpopulation. These same global leaders are bitching about overpopulation, that we can't sustain the masses we have, but yet they're doing everything in their power to supposedly protect us, but I don't think it's really to protect us.
Because it buys you... I'm sorry. Gets you more constituents.
Woo!
You almost get sued there for a second.
Yeah. Just that time.
Yeah, glad I caught myself. We can edit that, right?
No. It's just straight going on.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems to me that this is the first time in human history even that everyone survives. The village idiot, and I know this sounds a little strange, but I'm looking at it just theoretically, in a history aspect of it. The people that they considered cripples and mutants and stuff like that, they used to just kill them at birth.
Yeah.
Be like, whoa, you got a deformed baby. Yeah, that's not going to fly. You know, they used to do that kind of shit. So, I mean,
they kill the rabble-rousers still.
But I am just... We're not China.
Hey, we might not declare it statewide that we do it.
Yeah.
Aaron Schwartz, the head of Anonymous, he was fucking murdered in his jail cell. I mean, that's just one of the latest, or a few, that have happened in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an oxymoron when you look at it in the aspect of that kind of stuff, that everybody that shouldn't be. Like, should we talk about Sarah Palin? No. I'm just saying, everybody that shouldn't be here still is here.
Yeah,
and there's
people,
no reason for it.
Well, that's why they have that saying, the good die young. But is it? Do you really think the good actually do, in proportions, die young? Like, more people that are good die, or is it just because our perspective is skewed because whenever somebody shitty dies, we really don't care to, like, chalk it up as a loss? So it's just kind of like, well, it's like, oh man, I've had so many, good, bad days in a row, but you're just so used to, like, being shitty all the time.
Well, I think the whole aspect of why we say the good die young is because the people that actually do die young that you do consider good are the ones that actually affect the most people while they're here.
That is true.
So when you look at it that way, yeah, they always die young because the people that affect others around them are always the ones that, whether they're 90 years old, they still died too young. We need people that affect others in a positive way. Yeah. Not in a get on your fucking soapbox and be like, you know what the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull is? that
a pit bull doesn't wear lipstick. It shows lipstick.
Yep, exactly.
That'd have been a better joke for
Well, it would have been, but that would have been political assassination almost, too.
Hey, I would have loved to seen that, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff, to me, shows the difference in people. It's because people actually want to buy the bullshit nowadays, too.
Oh, they do. They want to eat it up.
So it's the same aspect of... Those people weren't alive back then.
Yeah.
The people that were nosy in other people's business usually got killed. That's just how it worked back then.
That is true. That is true.
You want to go over to your neighbors and go, what are you doing? You might go over there when he's cooking up some drugs and you die. I'm just saying.
That's also... Don't do that in the country.
Yeah.
They're chefing up meth like nobody's business.
Yeah, you see a fucking trailer out in the middle of the country by itself, do not ask for sugar.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You're going to get crystallized grains of something.
You must have a bad septic system around here. It stinks. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to get hurt.
You're going to get hurt.
No, I do. I blame that all on the whole aspect that people just... There's no common sense anymore. Because people in this country feel entitled to shit. And I've said that before.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It just seems like, oh, I'm an American. Guess what, fucker? You're speaking to an American, you douchebag. What rights do you have that I don't? Well, I should get everything my way and how I say because I'm an American. Yeah, and you wonder why other countries hate us, you douchebag.
That is 100% it. It's the world owes you absolutely nothing.
You know what the world owes you? A big dick. Because you're fucking it too.
Probably more than it's fucking you.
You're the person that's buying a goddamn cell phone every 6 months when the new one comes out. And, seriously, peeps, if your shit isn't working, go buy something.
I can't believe you just said peeps.
Damn straight I did. Trying to reach the younger audience here. That didn't sound natural, did it?
Not at all. That threw me off so bad. I derailed your entire rant because that was so unnatural.
I had to give it a go, though. You're a douche.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I derailed the entire time.
Yeah, you did. I lost all steam.
Well, to that end, I say, come the revolution.
Douchebag.